it's Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for May 2025. So on May 26th, we are going to have our final astro event here for this month, which happens to be a beautiful new moon in Gemini, which of course means that we have a lot of options and opportunities to make some very serious changes. So before we kind of jump into what this new moon in Gemini is all about, let's just remind ourselves that we have to go back to the beginning of the zodiac wheel, which means that a couple months ago we had that new moon. It was an eclipse. It was an Aries energy. And that is when we brought this newest version of self online and out to play. Of course, last month we had the new moon in Taurus energy, which essentially shoved our expanded energy body back into the physical vessel. We had a lot of tough love life lessons on embodiment. We had to sit with ourselves. We had to do the recalibration, not only in our energy body, but in our physical body in order to house the amount of information, of electricity, of energy that, of course, our energy body is now holding on to. We had to fit that back into the physical vessel. We had to anchor that in, ground that in, get a little bit comfortable with the discomfort of this new version of self. So now that we're moving into the new moon in Gemini, this is a time to now rapidly process new ways of thinking, new ways of communicating, new ways of seeing ourselves and the world around us. So we are continuing to build upon this new version of self that, again, we just brought out to play just a couple of months ago. In the zodiac wheel, you know, the Gemini energy is where we start kind of challenging our old self, the old ways of thinking, the old ways of understanding, the old ways of perceiving, the old ways of communicating. And because the Gemini energy is represented by the twins, this is very much why we feel the division that we do at this particular point in the calendar. There is one twin that is very anchored in the old version of self, while the other twin is anchored in the new version of self. One twin is anchored in the ego realm, while the other one is anchored in the energy or spiritual realm. And we have this inner conflict going on in order for us to meet ourselves at a new middle point, a new common ground that we will continue to operate from. So the new moon, which is the dark phase of the moon, there's no illumination of light in the sky. We have to sit with ourselves. We have to sit